This is Mac OS Ken.
More Apple and tariff talk, Tata ups its iPhone game, and weirdness around AppleCare Plus refunds. It is Monday, the 18th of November, 2024. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Turtle Beach. Level up your game and get 10% off at Turtle Beach with code MacOSKen at turtlebeach.com/MacOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSKen. Tariffs telegraphed by the incoming Trump administration could add $240 to the cost of an iPhone, according to a piece from Barron's, or $256, according to Jefferies analyst Edison Lee. Or Apple could charm the new administration into steering it clear of tariffs, or maybe that's the other way around. That last one is the thinking of Bloomberg's very own Mark Gurman. I refer, of course, to Mark Gurman. Starting with the Barron's piece, roughly 45 to 50% of the cost of an iPhone is imported content. A 60% tariff on the imported portion of the price would therefore come to a tax on Apple of roughly $216 to $240 per iPhone 16, an effective rate of 27 to 30%. Assuming the company doesn't get the same sort of exemption from Chinese import tariffs it was granted during the previous Trump administration, Barron's figures Apple would have to navigate those levies through some combination of lower profit margins and higher prices. Raising prices would likely lower demand, so that's no good. If margins take a hit, Barron says earnings would be impacted. Either way, says the site, Apple stock is likely to be hurt. Over at Jefferies, Edison Lee's take is both more intricate and more vague. Seeking Alpha had the analyst pointing out that Apple has proactively diversified its production outside of China, moving some to India, for example. Despite that, only roughly 10% of iPhones are made outside of China. But the parts come from hither, tither, and yon. Thinking along Barron's lines, Lee thinks it's possible that tariffs will be applied to individual parts based on their country of origin. However, the analyst says, in a worst-case scenario where the tariff is 60% for all content made outside the U.S., that would amount to $256 per phone, or roughly 22% of its average selling price. Playing the part of the Lorax is the Consumer Technology Association, or CTA. Speaking not for the trees, but the consumer. In a study published last month, the CTA said at their core, these proposals are tools for the U.S. government to grab as much tax revenue as possible from the American people. We have seen this movie before and know the ending. The proposed tariffs will not create more employment or manufacturing in the U.S., In fact, the opposite may happen, where our productivity decreases and jobs may be lost over time when workers and businesses have less affordable access to technology. Apple is a member of the CTA. It's possible the Cupertino company agrees with the org or just doesn't want to stick its head above the parapet. The iPhone maker declined to comment on the tariff talk for Barron's. While the tariff thing looks ugly for Apple, with Trump promising a 60% tariff on goods imported into the U.S. from China and 20% on goods imported from other countries, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman thinks Apple will find a way around or through the issue relatively unscathed. Said to be working in Apple's favor, Cook's relationship with the prior Trump administration. When Trump was in office from 2017 to 2021, Gurman says, Cook was almost a White House fixture, meeting frequently with the president. Cook will be able to highlight the growing number of iPhones manufactured in India, a country led by Trump ally Narendra Modi. Cook can argue, as he did last time, that taxing iPhone will only help non American rivals. There's a new made in the USA Mac Pro expected in 2025. There's the TSMC plant coming online in Arizona. Troubled, sure, but still within the US borders. And finally, there are those stop and start plans for a major campus in North Carolina. If it makes progress on the effort before Trump's term ends in 2029, Gurman says it will give Apple another way to show that it is committed to the U.S. But those are not the only reasons for Cook to play ball with the incoming administration. Gurman says it's possible the Trump administration would work to get the DOJ to drop its case against Apple, though that is not a guarantee. The company might also seek help dealing with the European Union, which is looking to rein in the App Store. Not that it's all sunshine and lollipops. The piece points out that Matt Gaetz, Trump's nominee for Attorney General, has been a critic of big tech. Apple CEO has also had a contentious relationship with Trump's big tech bestie, Elon Musk. And last, and perhaps least in the minds of some, there are Apple employees. According to Gurman, Slack, the now indispensable messaging tool, was not used by Apple the first time Trump was elected. Today's workers use it regularly to speak up about Apple policies, and some may not hesitate to blast the company-wide Slack channel with complaints about Trump. A backlash could make it more challenging for Cook to play nice with the president. But Gurman figures he's going to try. More news in a moment, but first I am very happy to welcome a new sponsor to macOS Ken. Turtle Beach, helping gamers play their best at every level. We have a new bit of tech in the house. Turtle Beach sent me the Gen 3 Stealth 700 headset for Xbox. Well, Xbox and other devices. These things are feature-packed. They've got a cross-play wireless system for switching from one device to another, like from my Xbox to my Mac Mini. They've also got simultaneous wireless and Bluetooth, so you can take a call or listen to the music on your phone and the sounds in your game at the same time. They're super comfortable and they're really pretty. I chose the blue pair with copper accents, but it's up to you. Now, I've played with them some and they do sound great. My special lady friend, though, she is the big gamer in the house and she raves about these things. We've got a decent sound system set up for our TV, but she put the Gen 3 Stealth 700 headset on and was blown away, hearing sounds she hadn't heard before from a game that she'd been playing for weeks, marveling at the audio quality. Immersive is what she keeps saying. Crystal clear sound, maximum comfort, the ability to hear every detail. Don't let the holidays sneak up on you, and don't let this deal pass you by. Get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. For a limited time only, head to turtlebeach.com/macOSKen and use code macOSKen for 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off your order at turtlebeach.com/macOSKen with promo code macOSKen. Don't delay. Get the perfect gift now and get it for 10% off with code macOSKen at turtlebeach.com/macOSKen. Tata Electronics seems to be strengthening its position in the iPhone supply chain. Apple Insider cites a Reuters piece saying the conglomerate is reportedly buying a 60% stake in Taiwan-based Pegatron's only India facility. Nothing official on the purchase yet, though the piece says it has been announced internally to Pegatron staff. Assuming it's true, this will be Tata's third iPhone factory in India, with the company having already purchased another from Pegatron and one from Wistron. New stuff to watch on Apple Vision Pro and new places to watch it. Starting with the new locales, a piece from Mac Rumors says Apple's special spatial computer turned up in South Korea and the UAE last Friday. Folks in both countries are now able to sign up for 30-minute demos in Apple stores. Concert for One is coming to Apple's headset this week with one concert. Upload VR says the immersive video series debuts on Friday with a set from RAYE, no relation. Describing the offering, Apple says through a set recorded at Air Studios in London alongside her 20-piece band, 6-time Brit award-winning singer-songwriter RAYE offers her blend of R&B, jazz, and pop to viewers from the best seat in the house. If you don't have a Vision Pro and haven't tried the demo, it really is tough to say how good immersive video is. Between some documentary-type offerings, the Concert for One series, the recent title from The Weeknd, and the scripted short Submerged, Upload VR says the immersive video format seems to be Apple's key focus for VR Vision Pro content. The way the site sees it, the quality is so good that it may even be a headset seller for Apple once cheaper Vision Pro headsets arrive. Should old devices be forgot? Yeah, I know that's not how it goes, whatever. A piece from Mac Rumors says Apple on Friday grew its list of vintage and obsolete products. Vintage products have been off the market for more than 5 years, but less than 7. Apple and its authorized service providers will still service those devices, provided they've got the parts to do it. New to the vintage list are iPhone XS Max and iPhone 6s Plus. And hey, what's this asterisk doing here? The piece says the 32GB iPhone 6s Plus has already been deemed obsolete, so no service for you. Because yeah, obsolete products are those that have been off the market for 7 years or longer. Neither Apple nor its authorized service providers will service those, so tread lightly. Added to that list, Apple Watch Series 2 units in aluminum and stainless steel. Interestingly, the ceramic models are still eligible for service, perhaps because you paid a premium. And finally today, if you've got an email that seems to be from Apple about a refund for AppleCare Plus, yeah, that might actually be the real thing. A piece from 9to5Mac says some of the Cupertino company's customers have been getting refunds for AppleCare Plus on iPhones they purchased and traded in years ago. If that sounds messed up, that's just the beginning. Some people seem to be getting refunds that are bigger than what they had actually paid for AppleCare Plus, while others are only getting back a couple of bucks. It's also unclear whether these people knew they were due a refund. The report says it is worth noting that customers were always able to call in and ask for partial refunds on 2-year AppleCare Plus plans, though Apple is seemingly creating an automated process for it now. And what a bang-up job they're doing. macOS Ken, brought to you by me, and sponsored by Turtle Beach. Level up your game and get 10% off with code MacOSKen at turtlebeach.com/MacOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
I'm invisible.